I'm Tiger Woods, and this is my game. This is a golf lesson none of you had before. When I look back on golf, it always makes me smile. You know, I've always enjoyed the game of golf. And I had been forced into it, and I've been pushed into it, and it sucked being, playing the game. You know, I don't think that I would ever have tried to come back and try to play again. But I've always enjoyed it. It was fun.
I was in the garage hitting balls, and he had been in the garage with me. So I unstrapped him out of his high chair and let him walk free. And he walked over and got his putter and went over and set up just like I did. And then I realized, oh my God, he's left-handed. Took him 2 weeks to figure it out. Daddy's not on this side, he's on the other side. So in the middle of a swing, he just stopped and walked around and set up right-handed. He had learned the golf swing just by observing me. And this is when I knew I had something special. He switched his grip from a left-hander's grip to a right-hander's grip, set up, looked at the target, and pulled the trigger.
The games I played, I always wanted to beat you. And so whether it was the imaginary 18th hole at Augusta National with a one-shot lead, or having to get into a playoff or win the US Open or Open Championship, whatever it may be, we've all, as kids, put ourselves in those scenarios. And I just enjoyed it. The cool thing is I got to live it. Now, it was a hell of a lot harder in reality than it was as a kid. But I was never afraid to put myself in those scenarios in all the games I played. And so it was always fun, it was always competitive, but I always envisioned myself being there. I didn't know when that was going to happen. I didn't know how I was going to handle it, but I envisioned myself being in those positions, and I got a chance to do it. I've always known golf. I mean, it's always a part of my life. I like following Dad around. I like, hitting balls with him. I loved going out in the evening with Pops, and I just loved practicing. And a lot of times we wouldn't say a thing to each other. We'd be out there just working our games, and we'd just enjoy each other's company. And so when I look back on golf, it always makes me smile.
I was more of a friend, best friend, and a very supportive parent, understanding, communicative. We just existed together, coexisted together at a very high level.
I enjoyed my time with Dad. I enjoyed being out there. He kept it competitive, but he kept it fun. And so when I look back on the game of golf and how instrumental it's been in my life, but it's always been fun to me to go out there and play it.
I love to see the competitiveness in him, and just allowed it to come out.
I wanted to be like Dad. I wanted to compete against him. I wanted to beat him. I enjoyed being around him. We had some of our best talks and our best experiences, being out there together.
We asked him what kind of sport he want, because in the school he loved to run. He loved to play a lot of sport too in school, baseball, basketball. I told Tiger, I said, you know what? You cannot be good in every sport. You have to choose the one you love the most. Whatever sport that you want, we will support you. Because each sport, they need a lot of practice, a lot of things to do to get better. So he chose the golf. We didn't choose it, he chose it.
My mom was tough. She was a disciplinarian. There was no gray area with mom. It's either black or white. And probably one of the reasons why I got into Stanford is because mom always insisted I have good grades.
I know his mom is, very tough on him in a good way. Gives him a good kick in the butt, which I absolutely love. She's obviously 100% in his corner, and there's no one living and dying with every shot like she is. Perfect example is when we came down Augusta, he hit it in the trees kind of on the left, and went over the trees and down. We weren't sure where it was because we couldn't see it coming over the hill, and his mom yells out, "It's a birdie hole." Just stuff like that. I mean, you can hear it clear as day, and he ends up hitting it 2 feet and makes birdies. So just little stuff like that where she's tough on him, but in a good way.
She's one of the most determined individuals you'll ever meet. And she's hard. I mean, she's very, very hard-nosed. And I get a lot of that fight, that spirit from mom when I play. And it comes out, my emotions that come out when I play, it's my mom. My dad was very calm, very even keel, and she is definitely not. Charlie, and because when he first started playing, I mean, he's only 10 now, but I'll never forget when he first beat me. I'd make sure that we'd only have putts from about like 8 or 10 feet, because he's so small that he couldn't see very far, so the light putting is out. Well, I had missed the first putt, but I showed him the line. Well, he made it. Yeah, I didn't say anything, and I wonder where he's going to go with this next one. Well, he puts it a foot from the hole and knocks it in. Doesn't say anything. Okay, I put mine foot from the hole and knock it in. Don't say anything. I know there's one hole to go. He puts it a foot from the hole on the other side, knocks it in. And before I could put my ball down, he says, "I win." And I thought, God, that's my son. It was a total walk-off moment, and dropped the mic, and it was just the greatest moment. And I'm like, that's how I was. I would have done the same thing to Dad, and he did it to me. I'm always trying to instill in them to fight, to keep at it. You get out of it what you put into it. And if you put hard work, you're more than likely going to get results. But if you don't put the hard work in, not only are you not going to get the results, but you don't deserve them. You didn't go out there and earn it. And so I want to see them, work for everything they get. I want them to enjoy just being kids. I try and insulate them as best I can, but I know that's not a reality. Can't do that forever, and don't expect to. And they're going to live a life that is a little bit different, and that's okay. But understand just being themselves, being true to themselves, and enjoying it, and never back down from a fight.
You've all seen the Nike commercial, the now famous one, about Tiger bouncing the ball in the club. Well, I can do it better than him. And today, it's going down. What things might people not know about you?
I'm a creature of habit. I'm very much into routines. Spontaneous in a weird way. I compete in anything. I don't care what it is. I'll beat you in anything.
I don't really know how this competition is going to go. Oh, all right, like that. Just stealing it.